Okay, Luke, how you doing, mate? Just thought I'd do this in my backyard. It's just a lot easier. I tried to do this in the earliest time of the day where it's the quietest. However, there's people cutting grass and stuff like that all over the place. So I hope that you can hear me all right. So I just wanted to get into some things that I think that are worthy of your attention. And some stuff that you could probably adjust as you go. Don't overthink about it. Just do it in training, and then when you go to play, just let it go and let it rip. I think that's probably one big key that I think that is very important for anybody. If you get caught up in the trying to fix mode, then you're really letting yourself down, because when you go to hit, that's all you think about is how you can fix it instead of worrying about just hitting the ball. So real quickly, I like the way you set up. I like the way you seem to be pretty balanced. However, I think we can adjust slightly. Just to remember we discussed years ago, I know that it was a few years ago now, but if you remember, we discussed about the loading and your balance between the load. And the two different load styles that we were utilizing for you were your knee to knee, so this knee towards that knee, okay, and the seat position, the Derek Jeter seat position, where you just take a seat at the end. Well, notice that in your video that you sent me, what happens is you're not quite going knee to knee, and what happens is this knee here is staying straight. So you're doing this, right? So what happens is when this leg stays straight, our back knee, we tend to push towards the pitcher, and that can throw our timing out, because there's a direct connection between your hands and your feet. And when your feet land, your hands want to go. Yeah? But what's happening now is that your feet are landing faster than your hands can come through. So then everything else is rushed, if that makes sense. And you're going to the quickest way your body can make it happen to get your hands to the ball, even if it's on a tee. And then you'll find that what happens is that front foot starts to open up, just to give you a little bit more space to get those hands through, because it's quicker, it's more efficient. Your brain's doing this automatically, it's on an autopilot, and it's trying to get this done as fast as it possibly can. So what we want to try and do is go back into that position, okay? So get into that real good, strong power position that you do really well, and it really knocks the pitcher off, I think, because it makes you look really strong, powerful, and a little scary. And then bend those knees a little bit, just a little bit. Just take a seat, just a little one, okay? And then once you go to load, all you need to do is lift your front foot off the ground, and we're moving, and we're already loading. So then we're in this position here. See how I'm already loading, okay? Try and keep that front, because in softball here, if you get that front foot up a little too high, you're going to get jammed, because you're going to be too slow on the pitch. So try not to get it too big, right? And just angle that front knee into the back knee, like that, okay? And then once you get that knee pointing into that knee, let's sit. Just sit, just ever so slowly, and stay there, and then rock it and propel through the ball. So what I mean by that is like this. See, now I'm back where I started, and I'm bent a little bit further, allowing me to then propel through the ball. Okay, I'll do it again, just for you, just here. Sit, okay? Knee to knee, sit, okay? You can even do this without even lifting your foot off the ground, okay? Literally, you can go knee to knee, sit, knee to knee, sit, okay? I like to look at this as like an Elvis type of dance, yeah? Because if you watch, okay, if you're looking at it here, we're kind of a bit like an Elvis sort of dance here, if that makes sense to you. I know it's a little funny, but, you know, think about it that way. If you can be as relaxed and as smooth and as just, you're able to bounce in between, and you're going knee to knee, knee to knee, knee to knee, and you're just bouncing from side to side, then you're going to find that you've got a lot more control than not being able to do that and being all rigid and being all over the place, and that's not really where we want to be. So that's at your feet. Now we're moving up towards our hands. Now I did say in my message back to you, there was something with your load, and that's here. What you're doing is you're loading with the bottom hand, not the top hand. Let me explain. When we load with our top hand, okay, we tend to push just back a little bit. It's only little. It's only very, very minute. You can see my hands are starting to slide back a little bit, just a little bit, okay? When we load with our bottom hand, okay, look what happens to the barrel of that. If you can get this in the shot, See how it starts to wrap around my head? Okay, now put this into perspective. You end up here, there. Okay, now if you go back onto your videos again, you'll see how you've completely turned inside out here, and you're not facing the ball anymore because that head of the bat has wrapped around your head. What we want to be, what happens is when we're in here, then we've got to rush through the swing, okay? And then all of a sudden what happens is that elbow dips a little bit too fast and we get locked, okay? Locked in, and then we drag the bat through. And if you look at your videos, you'll see you're here. Okay, that front arm's really extended way too early and you haven't made contact with the ball and the bat is lagging through, okay? All of this comes together in one action, okay? So what we want to try and do is push back with the top hand, just ever so slightly, just a little bit, okay? Don't push at the bottom, let the bottom be led by the top, okay? So it's here and then push back. Notice how my bat is no longer turning around and wrapping around my head, and my front shoulder is still just ever so slightly pushing in, okay? So it's here. Can you see that? I trust that you can see that. And then when we go knee to knee and we take the seat position into perspective, you see how it's all starting to come together. From there, we want to come down to the ball, okay? This is the way I like to think about it, okay? If it's up, hit it down. If it's down, hit it up, okay? And what that means is if you get that rise ball up around here, you want to come down on it, okay? Not here. Don't try and lift it from here. It's a low percentage shot. There are a couple of guys that hit it well like that, and when I say well, you look at the percentages and they're so inconsistent, it's almost like, well, why do we even count that as a hit? Do you know, how do we measure that? So when we're measuring, we want to be measuring how many times you hit the ball hard, and we're lining things into the gaps, lining things into the alleys. I think that's the type of hitter you are. You can be a power hitter, and I think that you have the structure, I think you have the approach to be a great power hitter, but power is limited by the amount of hits you get. Yeah, if you're getting hits and you're taking away the outside corner from the pitcher, every time they flip inside, you're sticking it over the gate, and you're taking control of the game when you hit and when you get in the batter's box, everyone's going, what's going to happen next? Then I think that you're in a good position to be a good power hitter. Until that time, look at hitting the alleys. That's all we're looking at. Hit the ball hard, put good swings on the ball, and hit the alleys, okay? So to do that, if we're coming at the ball and it's a rise ball, we're coming down here. We're not coming down in here and then coming up and under and pushing at the ball. We want both arms to extend on the ball at the same time. So if we come down here and our elbow gets locked into our ribs, see how one arm has extended before the other. If we come at the ball with that rise ball, here, both arms extend on the ball, we get wrist snap, and then away we go, okay? Your follow through is good, so don't stress about that. I won't worry about that too much. So that's how I would go about that. Now, with the drop ball, remember we want to try and lift it, okay? So the best way of doing that is taking this top hand and dropping the barrel of the bat right behind the ball. So it drops onto the ball, okay? Like so. So we go low, here, bang. Snap, and away we go, okay? So again, it's top hand coming here, okay? It's like slapping someone on the ass. If we're not slapping, if you're slapping someone on the ass and you're not leaving a dirty old handprint, you're not doing it properly, yeah? Okay, get right into it, bang. Okay, so if we're slapping someone on the ass, you look at the trajectory of my hand, okay? It's here, there. That's where I want to hurt somebody. Here is not going to hurt anyone, okay? It's a little touch on the ass and they get to run away from you, okay? You want to hit it hard, okay? So get that top hand to where the ball is. If it's down, get it down, hit it up. If it's up, come down on it. Let it take off, okay? Trust that makes sense to you. So, if it doesn't, just let me know and we'll go through it again. So, how do we fix all this stuff? What sort of drills can you implement? What sort of things can you do ongoingly that will solve these issues for you forever, okay? And what I found was preparation is everything. So for me, I would turn up to games really early, I'd have a friend of mine who would always come with me, and we would do extra stuff before the game. And it allowed me to start to become consistent in what I was doing in my delivery. So one thing that we want to start with is, if you remember, we were doing a wiffle ball toss, okay? And you're trying to catch the top of the ball, okay? And you want to continually try and catch the ball, okay? So where we go is no bat at the start. Start with your hand in, your front arm in, just underneath your tit. Get set up into where you are here, and I think you could probably lift your hands just a little bit, just so that they're, instead of being below your shoulder, they're at shoulder height. And don't let that elbow drop too much. Try and keep it nice and level but relaxed, okay? Not in here, because I think right now if you look at your videos, you start low. As you start to load up, you're here already. And you've got that sort of angle instead of that sort of angle, okay? We want that L being back where we are. So we want to be in this position here, and then we want to try and catch the top of the ball. So we've got a tosser right in front of us, okay? So do it from this way. We've got the tosser coming at us this way, okay? And we want to try and catch the ball, okay? Don't ever catch the ball this way, okay? Because what's happened is that elbow has come in and we're catching it here. And you'll find that when you do that, see where the catching position is? It's behind our body, okay? We want it out front, here. Right on top of the ball, here, okay? That's where we want the ball. We don't want them to throw the ball inside, okay? So you want to tell your tosser, they can sit on a bucket. They don't have to be far away. No, I'm talking maybe, 4 back lengths, 5 back lengths away, okay? And you want them just to throw it outside. So you've got to reach for it, okay? Catch the top of the ball, okay? And over exaggerate what you're doing with your head. So follow the ball, bang, follow the ball, okay? Over exaggerate it. That'll be a really great start, okay? Remember, catch the top of the ball. If you're always catching the ball, you're more than likely dropping your elbow, and you're because it's the best way of you catching the ball. Don't worry about the result of what happens when you go to catch the ball. If you don't catch it and it bounces and it ricochets off your hand real hard, you're doing it right, okay? Don't stress about catching every single ball. Trust that makes sense. If it doesn't, again, just let me know. The next one is do the exact same drill, okay? Only now with one hand up the back, okay? Nice and easy, don't overhit it. And I want everything outside. Okay, so the picture, the tosser is throwing everything out here, okay, right here, okay? And the idea is for you is to over-exaggerate watching the ball, stay inside it, hit it with backspin, and everything goes that way. Not once should the tosser feel like they're in danger. Not once. Remember, we're doing this with wiffles, not with real balls, okay? Because just in case you get one wrong and you do hit somebody. So if you're doing this with wiffles, the tosser should never feel like they're in danger at all. Now they can toss the ball in a couple of different ways, down or over the top, it doesn't matter. What matters is that they consistently get the ball on the outside, okay? Always out here, okay? And I'll explain to you why in a minute. Okay, so you stay closed, bang, hit it the other way, okay? When you hit the ball well, you shouldn't be looking for the ball. You should be able to go here and look, just look up with your eyes to be able to see the ball. Okay, you shouldn't be looking for it. It should just be here, bang, look. You should be able to see it. Everything going the other way and everything with backspin. If you find that at the start, and this happens a lot, okay? If you find at the start when you hit the ball and it fizzes up, it doesn't really go anywhere, don't worry about that, okay? That's a good result. The good result is that, and let me explain to you why, is that remember, you've been pulling off the ball the whole time, okay? And you've been in here, okay? That's where the adjustment starts to happen. That's where things start to shift, okay? And then what we want to try and do is we want the percentages to start to come back into our favor. So at the start, the percentages won't be in your favor, or maybe they will, who knows? But keep working at it until the percentages start to flip, okay? And stick with it, all right? So what I'm saying here is, with the one-handed catching drill, take 40, 50 of them, okay? Because you can do them really quickly, okay? 40, 50 of them, bang, 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 bang. Always catching the top of the ball. And start to recognize when you don't, because you're not going to do every single one right. So recognize when you don't get it right, okay? Have the tosser follow your hands, follow that elbow, follow that pathway. Tell them, get them to give you feedback, okay? Then when you get into this bit here, one-handed hitting, do 3 different lots of 20. Okay, 20. You can even do 15 because 20 is a lot. Okay, hitting with one hand, and you want to make sure that you're continually building, and you can build the number up as you like, no problems at all. But you want to make sure that you're still putting good swings consistently. Okay, so there you go, bang, bang, bang. You hit the ball the other way. Okay, and the reason why we're hitting the ball the other way is because you have no problems at all swinging on anything on the inside. Anything on the inside, you're going to stick into the gate or over it. So it's never going to be your problem. But if you could take away the whole outside corner of the plate from the pitcher, then there's nothing left. What do they throw you? Yeah, and that's when we start to learn how to become that good quality power hitter. Because before you know it, what can they throw you? The crowd, the people are standing there watching, even the opposition, saying, "What do we do next? What happens next?" So, yeah, bang, we're going the other way. All right. The next drill that I would suggest you do, remember, do these drills at about 75-80%. Don't push them. Don't overdo them. You can even drop it down to 60. It's all about action. It's not about the result. Okay, so make sure that we're focusing on that action and repeating the action over and over and over again. Okay, because we've got to scramble what you're doing now and put in some good stuff. Okay, so the next one I would say to do is the exact same drill, only this time with 2 hands. Load, always loading, okay, always loading backwards and forward, and with every drill, okay, so you're doing the same thing over and over again, only this time you're doing it with 2 hands. Same principle. Make the tosser, throw it outside, over exaggerate watching the ball, and hit it the other way with backspin. Okay, get that top hand down at the ball. Okay, now you want that tosser just to load it up a little bit and set it up a little. Okay, you don't want them to force you to overswing at something down where you're struggling to reach out and you're starting to stick your ass out to the ball. You want to be staying back, loading up, bang, hitting the ball. Okay, right here, nice and good height, below the belt, probably between the belt and the knee, sitting on the outside. Now, if you feel like, so you're doing that, and remember the tosser should never feel in danger. So if they're throwing it outside, it's going that way. You're treating each pitch on its merits. Now, if you feel like you need to test this, watch what happens when the tosser, okay, surprises you with something inside. Okay? And just ask them to do it. So do your 3 sets, hit the ball the other way, okay? Staying nice and balanced, okay? Looking up at the ball as you've hit it. Okay, not with your head, just with your eyes, bang, you're going with it. Then get them to go another group, another lot, and go, okay, I want you just to mix it up. Every now and then, toss one inside, okay? But majority of them have to be outside, okay? We're going to get interrupted by my dog, I'm sorry. She's a killer, so it's all right. So, staying outside, bang, 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 okay? And then get them to surprise you with a couple in, and watch what happens. I'm not going to tell you what happens. I want you to surprise yourself. I want you to see the outcome for yourself. But remember, everything stays the same. Okay, don't try and overhit it. But understand that when they come inside to you, you're set up to go outside the whole time. But as soon as they come inside to you, that's the one you swing a little bit harder naturally at. Okay, it's not something you go 150% at. It's something that you've gone 80, 80, 80, 80, 100. 80, 80, 80, 80, 100. Does that make sense? Trust that it does. Then from there, you're just getting front on toss and mixing them up. Okay? Now, just get them to stay back a little bit with whiffles again, or a net, whatever works best for you, and just get them to start tossing some balls in and everywhere. Up, in, down, shit hitting the floor, whatever. Hit every single pitch. And let me explain to you why. If you're hitting every single pitch and you have, you get into a situation in the game where, the team needs a hit, or you're getting a situation in the game where the umpire's not having a great day and they're missing a couple, and they're ringing hitters up on stuff that's a little bit away or a little bit in or a little bit up, a little bit down. It's never going to bother you, ever, because you can hit everything and you know it. Okay, this is why I say to all the hitters that I work with is hit every single pitch. Every single pitch. Okay? Even when you do live stuff, hit everything. Have a whole bunch of pitches where you might hit let's just say you get 50 pitches, okay? Those 50 pitches, no matter where you throw it, I'm going to hit every one of them, okay? And then go another 50, we'll have some at-bats and scenarios where you don't, where you start to work the ball into the zone, okay? But don't sit there and just take, because what you want to be in, you're a hitter, you're not a batsman, okay? If you want to play batsman, go play cricket, okay? You're a hitter, yeah? So get into hitting mode, get into hit, want to hit, okay? And then bring it in. Don't work the other way around. Always start from the outside and bring it in. I learned that a lot through pitching with Warren Alger. Learned a lot through that, where he was saying, just get your pitches to move in the biggest way possible and then start to bring them in. And it did help a lot. Same principle here with hitting. If you can take away the game from the pitcher and from the umpire, literally by hitting every single pitch, because you know your limits. You know what you hit well, you know what you hit not so well that you need to work on, and you know that if they go outside to you and it's 2 balls off the plate, you know you can stick your ass out there and poke it into right field. Even if the umpire is going to call it, you know you can go bang, here it is. Yeah, on 2 strikes, boom, I'm taking it away from you. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about being a quality hitter and being a quality power hitter, is that even when you stick your ass out, when you're throwing your hand at the ball in the right direction, you're probably still going to hit it into the alley, and you're probably still going to hit the fence. So there's lots to gain from hitting every single pitch. And then, like I said to you, then bring it in. Yeah, then you can do all this with whiffles. Yeah, you can do all this in a garage. If you feel like you want to do tee work, no problems. Do the same things. Okay, bring your tee back a little bit, and then just hit the ball into right field. Hit the ball into right field. Okay, keep that hand down. Okay, and then you can even experiment with it and move the tee up a little bit, so it's still outside and stay inside the ball, and drive it to right field. Okay, and then move it inside. So experiment with the ball in different parts of the zone. Experiment with it in different areas of even outside the zone, balls and strikes, up and down. Exaggerate too far away, exaggerate too far back in the zone, and see what you can do with it. Yeah, and just keep the same swing. Don't stress too much about the result. Just worry about hitting it with backspin and worry about hitting it where you want it. Yeah, if it fizzes up, don't worry about it. Just keep working at it and keep bringing it down. So yeah, the main things that, let's just rehash. If you're going to get live pitching, do the same thing. Everything's the same thing. You still need to build up to live pitching. Don't just go in there and hit live pitching. Do the drills like we just said. They're going to take you 20 minutes, not even, probably 15 minutes. They're great warm-up drills, and I would do them all the time. Yeah, all the time. Do everything with a purpose. Don't mess around. Don't worry too much about getting it right, and my hands right, and my knuckles right, and my feet right. Get used to being in a good position all the time. Scramble what you did before and start doing something different now. And don't worry about over-exaggerating. Am I right? Okay? Just get in a good position. Feel it. You've got to know it. Yeah? Turn that brain on. Visualize it. Get it all done. And then go do live hitting. But don't jump straight in. Okay? So main points are your low position. Okay? Just quickly rehash on them. Your low position, let your knees bend a little bit. Yeah? Knee to knee. Take the front knee into the back knee. Here. That's all it is. And then sit. Sit. Here. Don't let that back knee be straight, because all it's going to do is going to push you back at the pitcher and lunge forward. And then you're going to be in this position here instead of being in that position there. Okay? Which means anything low, you're going to struggle on. You're probably going to roll over. You hit the ball to shortstop or to third base if you get it. And if you happen to hit the middle of it, you're going to hit a big, massive, long foul ball, which is wasteless. Okay? So that's where we want to be, in this position here. Okay? Let that back knee bend in. Yeah? Stay bent. The other thing was with your load. Don't load with the bottom hand and wrap the bat around your head. Load with the top hand. Just push it back a little bit. Okay? Again, just push it back a little bit. That's all it is. That's the connection between your hands and your feet. Allow your foot to lift, your hand to push back. Land, go. Okay? Trust that makes sense. And make sure that we're coming down on the ball. Coming down through the ball. Okay? We want to hit the ball not through the middle but through the top. You've got more chance of hitting it this way than you do it this way. Because if the ball goes up, you miss it. If the ball goes down, you miss it. Make sense? But each time you follow the trajectory of the ball and you get behind it, it'll always hit your bat. And you're no longer hitting the ball. You're just meeting the ball. Timing then's going to come into effect and things are going to launch off your bat like you've never had before. Okay? Again, if you start getting this here, and I know that I've explained this to you before, if you start getting this hand coming down on the ball, recognize that your hands are going to be a lot faster than they ever have been before. So there's going to be a timing issue. So what I suggest you do, and I suggest this to every hitter, is get jammed. So when you do your live stuff, when you do your front on toss and stuff like that, get jammed. Get jammed first and then move from there. Okay? Don't stress too much about trying to bomb the ball first up. Okay? Just get jammed. Okay? And then go from there. The best one I used to, because you know, obviously I played with Kiefer for a little bit, and I really liked the way when we used to do training, he would stand there, okay, just nice and easy, and then live hitting, he would just go like that. That's it. He just made sure that he met the ball well, the ball went where it's supposed to, he had a good swing, he had good control of his body, and he had control of everything. So by having control of his body, his hands, he had control of the ball. He had control of his head. He had control of everything. Yeah, there wasn't a pitch you could throw past him and it didn't hit well. Yeah, and he was swinging at maybe 60%, maybe even more. So get jammed first and then explode from there. Make the adjustments. Don't do it the other way because it's too hard to come back. Once you start pulling off the ball, you start bombing the ball long, you know, you're getting a feeling. You're getting something out of it, yeah? But you're not getting the quality, okay? What we want is to stay closed, let that front foot land closed, yeah, nice and easy, get jammed, push it the other way, bang. Even if it's up and in, boom, push the other way, push the other way. Yep, okay, cool, now I'm feeling a lot better. Now I can lift up the intensity a little bit and start to really treat each pitch on its merits. Because I'm closed, my head's on the ball, my shoulders are on the ball, my hands are on the ball, I'm not overturning on my hips, and I'm taking myself through the ball. And that's exactly what we want. Okay, so treat each pitch on its merits, and that's how you can do it. Cool. That's it for me. I've given you a lot of information. I trust that you got something out of it. If you don't, let me know. If you do, let me know. Let me know either way. The more information you can give me, the better I can help you. And if you need something else, let me know. But stick with those drills. They always work. They've never not worked. The only other one drill that I would suggest that you can add to what you're doing is the 45-degree toss batting. Okay, where they're tossing the ball from a 45-degree angle and they're trying to hit you in the knee. Okay, so simulated, if they're coming from that angle over here and they're tossing the ball at me here, that would be inside, that would be outside, whichever one they hit. Okay, so if they hit the back knee, it's the outside. If they hit the front knee, it's the inside. What you want to do in this situation right now, where you are at right now, is to stick only with the outside, only with the back knee. And then literally, you're hitting it back that way. Almost where it come from. Coming through, bang. Okay? Big, long extension through the ball. Okay? Stay short to the ball, long through it. Hit it with backspin and let it take off the other way. And be in that good, solid position to finish things off. Okay, that's the only other drill that I would add to it, is that 45-degree. And then as you start to get consistency, then they can start flipping stuff into the inside. But you'll notice that, and like I said to you, you'll notice that every time someone comes inside to you, you're going to be in a very different balanced position than what you were now. And the result is going to speak for itself. So, again, if you need anything else, let me know. And good luck, and hope everything works out with your season overseas. Take care, mate.